Coronavirus concerns. Hospitalizations are spiking in Maryland as cases top more than 200,000. Governor Larry Hogan announces new actions to make sure there are enough hospital beds and staff. WJZ is live. Annie Rose Ramos with more on the governor's announcement. Annie Rose?
Hey, Lynn, good morning to you. Well, the governor is trying to beef up staffing at hospitals. He says 130 patients are now at excessive hospitals that are scattered throughout the state, including this one right here at the Convention Center in Maryland. But Lynn, one poignant moment that I want to mention with the governor growing emotional while talking about one of the youngest victims here in Maryland from COVID-19, a toddler who passed away from the virus.
Sadly, we have lost our youngest victim, a 1-year-old boy.
Governor Hogan became emotional talking about Maryland's youngest COVID-19 victim who died on Sunday, and he issued an urgent warning that hospitals are filling up fast.
It's a scary situation for everybody involved. I mean, our modeling has been pretty much on track. We do see in the next few days us hitting a critical point. We think it's going to continue to get worse over the next at least several weeks.
The governor called for more help in hospitals and said that college students in the medical field should be eligible for an early exit to work on the front lines. He also said hospitals must have a new surge plan filed by next week and be ready to extend staff bed capacity by 10% once Maryland reaches 8,000 hospitalizations statewide.
Initially, as the cases rise by 1,000 or 2,000, we will need upwards of 2,000 to 3,000 people. So that's where we're making such a broad call.
Health officials urge Marylanders to take this pandemic seriously, and they fear a surge in cases after the Thanksgiving holiday.
But let me be clear. There is no ceiling to this, or at least one we do not want to test.
Hogan also announced Maryland's first shipment of vaccines would be 155,000 doses. And Tim, while the governor did not issue any new restrictions, he did urge Washington's lawmakers to pass the much-needed stimulus package. Reporting live, I'm Annie Rose Ramos for WJZ.
Thank you, Annie Rose. 6:35 now. Anne Arundel County Police are investigating another incident involving an assault with people refusing to wear masks. Now, this time it happened at a bowling alley in Glen Burnie just after 7 p.m. on Saturday. The manager at Bowl America asked several men to leave because they refused to wear their mask. After escorting them out, the manager was pushed to the ground and assaulted. A second employee who came to his aid was also assaulted. The manager was treated for minor injuries. Anyone with information is urged to call Anne Arundel County Police. The University of Maryland Medical Center is opening a new facility today to help with the state's latest influx of COVID-19 patients. The 8,000 square foot space used to be a parking lot, but will now be the modular care unit for UMMS. The facility has 16 beds and more than 100 staff members.
Some of the patients that we will care for here may still require support from a mechanical ventilator or a breathing machine, or significant amounts of oxygen therapy, but there may be patients who are really on the road to recovery.
Doctors say hospitals around the country are building facilities like this one to help with the latest surge in cases.
CBS News reports a vaccine could be delivered in the next 3 weeks, and one Baltimore-based company is gearing up to mass produce a vaccine. Rachel Menitoff gives us a look.
Facility here at Emergent Biosolutions is specifically designed for pandemic response, and when the time comes, it will rapidly manufacture and deploy the vaccine around the country. Inside Emergent Biosolutions, employees are ramping up their efforts, anticipating the approval of a COVID-19 vaccine.
Once these vaccine candidates receive emergency use authorization, what happens next and what does this mean for you?
We're really the middle step in the vaccine manufacturing process.
Sean Kirk is the Executive VP of Manufacturing. He says this facility will make the bulk of the vaccine and ship it out to be filled into the vials that many people are used to seeing in a clinic. That all happens once the FDA grants emergency use authorization.
So we're actively kind of priming the supply chain, if you will, and when EUA is ultimately approved for any of these vaccine candidates, it will trigger distribution downstream to the U.S. population.
The company is the primary North American manufacturer for the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccine candidates. Although, if necessary, it's able to support other vaccine candidates, too. It's hired more than 500 people across its 2 Baltimore locations.
We're proud to be in Baltimore. We have a great, talented workforce from the Baltimore area, and we're leveraging that talent in the fight against COVID-19 every single day.
And over the next year, Emergent BioSolutions says it will likely produce and ship hundreds of millions of doses of the vaccine. Reporting in Baltimore, I'm Rachel Menitoff for WJZ.